Prashant, I've been thinking a lot about our finances. We're performing well, but our shareholders, board members keep pushing us for higher margins. What we can do?
Yes, by using offshore structures and restructuring how we report income across different countries, we can legally reduce our tax liability by a significant amount. It could save us millions.
I understand the financial benefits, Prashant, but public perception matters too. If this goes into the media, this could blow up big time. We should pay our fair share of taxes.
I get that, and that's why I think that we should have a larger discussion. I suggest we bring in the full team, the PR team, the legal tax advisor, as well as the ethics team to find a balance.
Let's do that, Prashant. Set up a meeting today at 5 p.m. I want to look at this from all angles possible. Set up a meeting and we'll see what we can do. Good morning, everyone. Today, we are here to discuss on how we can reduce our tax burden in a responsible way. Prashant, why don't you start by walking us through the options?
Thank you. Of course, we have a few avenues to explore, starting with the more aggressive international options like tax havens and profit minimization. But I'd also like to discuss some more ways to reduce our taxes. So for that, we have Mr. Satyam Pandey with us, the tax advisor from Insideedge, and he'll guide us further with different options.
Thank you. Yes, the strategies you have discussed are legally sound. The use of tax havens and transfer pricing is common among the multinationals. Our consulting firm has worked along with several corporations which has benefited them as well. And depreciation and interest deduction are standard accounting practices. However, this type of methods we are using it could attract public attention as well as tax authorities' attention.
From a PR perspective, tax havens and profit minimizing techniques could spark a public outrage if discovered. So, consumers and the media could frame this as an unethical tax avoidance, and if caught, if discovered, which could harm our reputation, which we have built a strong brand based on a corporate responsibility. This can undo that.
As we have already discussed earlier, by leveraging the offshore accounts and shifting our company's revenues to subsidiaries in low tax jurisdictions like Cayman Island, we can reduce our corporate tax by 22% to 5%, and thereafter we have a saving around 50 million. But without using tax offshore, there is a reduction in the savings, that is around 30 million US dollar.
50 million. Now that's the kind of innovation we are talking about. And this is all perfectly legal, right? What's your take on this, Pranisha?
So we are legally covered here, but we need to be more careful about tax havens and transfer pricing, as these strategies are inspected by international regulators, especially by OECD BEPS initiative. So any error could lead us to fines or audits.
I think we should avoid tax havens altogether. Yes, they are legal, but they aren't ethical. Moving profits to offshore accounts in places like Cayman Islands may save us money now, but it sends the wrong message to the society. It undermines the communities in which we operate.
That's the dilemma. While we can save some money, we risk our reputational damages. If public perceives us dodging our fair share of taxes, the backlash could hurt us in such a way that our financial saving couldn't compensate for. We have seen what happens to a large corporation when they are caught in such type of schemes. The negative media attraction, loss of trust from their customers, as well as increased audit.
Our core responsibility is to maximize our shareholders' profit. By legally minimizing our tax burden, we can increase our profit, reinvest in the business, and provide higher returns to the investors. While ethical concern exists, we must prioritize our financial obligations to those who trust us, and as long as we manage the reputational risk, the strategy aligns with our duty to shareholders.
We also have some ethical ways for tax reduction like 80C and 80CC. Under the income tax law, we have the reduction of rupees 1.5 5 lakh on investment like PPF and NPS. So here we can encourage our employees more to contribute under these schemes. So it will help us to reduce our taxes and for them too.
Adding to what the legal officer has to say, we have section 80U under the same section which provides tax deduction from the employees with the disabilities. We can provide support and encouraging inclusivity and gaining tax benefit and fostering our company's culture as well.
This sounds promising. These sections allow us to stay within the legal limits while being socially responsible as well. Encouraging employee investments, pensions, and inclusivity can really improve our reputation. But I'm still uneasy about the use of tax havens. Ethically, it feels like we are sidestepping from our responsibilities. However, if we emphasize our greater commitment to CSR, there's a chance that we'll be able to make a great difference. If the increased focus on social initiatives is genuine and impactful, we can still contribute meaningfully to the communities where we operate. But I'll be keeping a close watch on how this plays out and ensure that we don't lose sight of our social obligations.
I agree with the ethical officer. This even could lead to a PR crisis if we are not careful. The key will in how we present our CSR initiative to the public. If we can effectively promote our commitment to the social responsibility, we might be able to soften any negative perceptions. But about using the tax havens, but this will require careful, consistent messaging. And we must be proactive in showcasing the tangible benefit our community investment brings.
I've carefully considered everyone's input. While the ethical concern raised by the ethics officer and the PR manager are valid, our top priority is maximizing the shareholders' value, which is a fundamental of our business. Therefore, I have decided that we will pursue with the strategies recommended by Mr. Satyam and Prashant. Therefore, I fully acknowledge the potential reputational risk involved in using tax havens. To counterbalance this, we will increase our commitment to CSR. This means enhancing our community engagement efforts and directing a portion of our savings towards social responsible projects. We'll double our investments in education, healthcare, and sustainable initiatives within the communities which we operate. By doing this, we'll not only protect our profits and shareholders' interests, but also demonstrate that we are still committed to giving back. This approach ensures that we benefit financially while maintaining a public image as a responsible corporation.
So in this role play, we have identified some ethical dilemmas there was a situation where we faced the clashing over the interest of our stakeholders as well as of the society. And then we landed over the decision that we would save our taxes but within a limit, so to provide the value to our shareholders. And we also decided to focus more on CSR activities so that our society improves also, and as well as our profit increases also. And we also complied with all the legality and the regulations that we are doing things in the legal manner for our employees as well as for our stakeholders.
The executive team in this role play tries to align with financial best practices. For this, they have thoroughly discussed the income tax law and the sections 80C, 80U and 80CCD, which have provisions for employee investments, and have implemented these strategies for the benefit of employees as well as the firm. They benefit from tax havens, which refers to countries that offer low or nil tax rates to foreign businesses, allowing them to reduce their tax liabilities. This is legal in India. The final decision was in line with the theory of utilitarianism. The executive team considered long-term as well as short-term consequences for stakeholders and realized that the paramount responsibility of the firm was to deliver value to the stakeholders. The team acknowledged the interest of stakeholders as well as the long-term requirements of employees like pensions, provident funds, and life insurance schemes and more. The team decided to double its expenditure on CSR activities focusing on healthcare, education, and sustainable development. This way, the company will be able to strengthen its position as a socially aware and responsible corporation.